called to order. May I now acknowledge the presence of invited resource persons to this very first committee hearing of the Education Committee. May I acknowledge the presence of our dear esteemed colleague, a very far-serving development worker, now Assistant Secretary of the Department of Education, Handling Operations, Assistant Secretary Nur Saad of the DepEd Arm. May I also acknowledge the presence of our Director of the Bureau of Madaris for the DepEd Arm. May I also acknowledge Director Alia Kali and also the team of the Department of Education that is here. I'd like to welcome you, and also members of the media and civil society, which is why we're all here. So I'd like to thank everyone and share a little message before we start with the presentations. Why are we all here? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My esteemed colleagues in the 7th Regional Legislative Assembly and fellow members of the Committee on Education, thank you for accepting this invitation to be part of our very big battle in ARMM, if I may call it the gigantic, humongous, and very titanic battle to fight for education reform. May I also acknowledge our resource persons, our partners in the education sector who are doing the same jihad, friends from media, civil servants, and ladies and gentlemen, representing also their assembly persons. Please accept my sincerest thanks for your presence in this first hearing of the Committee on Education under my chairpersonship. This is just one of the series of meetings which we are going to hold in aid of legislation in this coming only 12 months as we race for time in the coming May 2013 elections, which we are now counting by the day and every day. This is in our desire to make a meaningful change and reform not only the Department of Education, but in the whole educational system as well in the autonomous region. With your indulgence as chair, I would like to share some of the key issues, concerns, and developments in ARM. But before this, may I mention, my heart bleeds as people, 200 of the teachers, came to the ORC complex this morning in their thrust and in their aspiration to get what is worth their labor. In trying to fight deductions from their salary checks, some of these checks not even seen by them, that hard labor that they did for several months or the month of May. So my heart bleeds as they bleed that their deductions, their salaries are being deducted. This is an issue that we should take to task as a symbolic drama of what it is to face in this education reform agenda. This concern of ours in this committee involves not just the poor performance of the ARM in basic education indicators. Let me cite something dramatic. In the last 3 years, the ARM is still the poorest in terms of, to name a few, the rates on completion, dropout, cohort, and the National Achievement Test, where we have been consistently bottom in the past years. In this regard, we would like to know the indicators in the last 3 years and what the DepEd is doing or planning to do to improve this situation. Another pressing concern, insufficiency of classrooms. Will we be satisfied that we are just classrooming under trees and in other places where only mountains can be our umbrella? An OS8 study revealed that in 2012 through 2012, we have a need for 3,326 elementary and 1,269 for secondary, both for repair and reconstruction. Obviously, the need for other school facilities like school laboratories or science labs, libraries, water, and sanitation facilities is also high. For this again, ladies and gentlemen, I pose the question, what is our plan? Now it is a 7-day countdown to June 4, Monday, which is the opening of classes. In the same OS8 report, ARM has an additional need for teachers, 3,267 elementary and 1,145 for high school. The problems of teacher shortage and insufficient classrooms result to overcrowding and opening of multi-grade classes that negatively impact on quality of learning, not to mention brownouts, which leave our young kids not able to read what they want to read in the night. We are all aware that DepEd Arm is showing promising success in ridding the department of its administrative and financial woes and obstacles. And for this, let me congratulate them in this 4 months of DepEd work, accumulating all the problems, financial and otherwise, in the past. It was reported that because of the discovery of those teachers and employees, the department was able to save millions, to save from personnel services. So, Sir Asset and our DepEd officials, can this money be used to hire additional teachers? With the unearthing of the anomalies in the department, the number of additional teachers needed in ARC is even greater. When will we publish the acceptance of such teachers now that, again, the countdown to June 4, which is the first day of classes? The ARM has reported the highest percentage of out-of-school young people from 6 to 24-year-old based on the 2010 annual poverty indicators. Survey of the NSO, and 24% of the estimated 6.2 million out of school is in ARM. Ladies and gentlemen, 24% of our kamag-anak, 6.2 million OSYs, are in ARM. This means that close to 1.5 million 6 to 24-year-old are out of school youth. Kaya ba natin kumakain tayo at naka-aircon dito na merong bata na hindi makapasok sa eskwela? The reason, as usual, is poverty aggravated by unstable peace and order situation. These are reasons, but poverty tops the list. Using basic mathematics, these reports tell us that 35% of our population is out of school using 2007 population, or 4.2 million rounded off. Therefore, recognizing this need, will DepEd make some innovations and link this to TESDA and donor organizations to increase opportunities for our young people who can be recruited to the underground movements, the rebel groups who are still recruiting up to this moment. Second to the last issue I'd like to raise is madrasa education. We just attended a congressional hearing 3 days ago, Tuesday, in the House of Congress in the Committee on the Muslim Affairs, chaired by Congressman Tupay Loco. I was not invited, but the cabinet was asked to present its report. My interest was clearly reflected in trying to know education reform, because that was the major issue of the committee. Their exposés, the letters submitted to Congressman Jafar, were about education, even to the extent of asking a certain personnel to Secretary Jamar, nandiyan ba itong tao niyan sa personnel nyo? And if you're true to reform, bakit nandiyan pa rin yung tao niyan? So that was Congress 4 days ago, checking up on the RA 10153 na sinabi nila, kasama kami National Congress persons na mag-monitor sa inyo sa Congress, sa inyong ARM. Ano na ba ang nangyayari? So the need for Congress and us RNA and ARM to work together. This chairperson expects a stronger, more solid program on Madaris because our region is Muslim and our region is Muslim Mindanao. It is not only a need, but an obligation as a Khalifa, as a steward on our part to implement such. Our last concern is K-12, but this is just a series, so let me just say that for this hearing, we're going to have a presentation specifically focusing, and may I ask our dear assembly persons and our dear speaker to begging their kind indulgence that our issues focus on personnel and bureaucratic reforms that is prerequisite to quality of learning. As we all know, Muslim Mindanao Act 279, our Basic Education Act of ARM, was passed into law last August 3, 2010. Without questioning the wisdom of the 6th RNA, this committee finds it proper and necessary to amend some provisions in the light of K-12, which adds certain grades to the current grade system, both in law itself and implementing rules, especially on the number of years of basic education, as an effect of implementation of K-12. But any further study, DepEd-ARM, I would like to believe, is using the law, especially in hiring and promotions, because steps and qualifications is explicitly given in this act. And may I mention the mention of Congresswoman Sema on the need to professionalize education bureaucracy. The professionalization is something we appreciate from this reform process of 4 months. And that's why this RLA is important, because we're going to be part of the Committee on Commissional Appointments, which looks at people who will be confirmed in their departments. In closing, I would like to congratulate the Governor, Mujib Hataman, the Vice Governor, Manuel Caron, the men and women of DepEd, the civil society, who are our partners, for all their hard work. I know much has to be done, and the challenge is not easy. Rest assured that I, a former journalist, now in the halls of the 7th Regional Legislative Assembly, will do my Allah, with the partnership of all the committee, the assembly persons, the committee secretariat, our officers in the RLA, in introducing education reform, please allow me to invite concerned individuals and civil society organizations, including the media, to continue supporting